Mm. Hello, folks. Welcome back to this YouTube video, or to another YouTube video, I guess. This time I wanted to talk about why shame just doesn't. I don't think shame works to solve like big societal issues. Stuff like racism, sexism, all of these bigotries are not fucking solved by fucking shame and isolation. That's my 2 cents, okay? None of the, because here's what happens: shame will make you want to hide yourself or take big action against something, because they're attacking you as a person. And then being isolated is just going to fucking even shit on your mental health even more and make it even harder to be emotionally stable. It's like, so not only does this mindset create extremists, not only do our techniques for solving these issues create extremism, but I'll tell you why they're even bad for the common person. In fact, it's a lot of the reason why when someone just fucking shoots a black guy for no reason or does some horrible shit out of like fear, it's like, oh well, they deserved it. They come up with some bullshit reason, and it all comes down to just like they don't want to say they're racist because they don't want to be ashamed and ostracized. It's like, and then no one agrees that racism is a problem. Everyone's just like, oh yeah, because they agree with them. They're already racist, and they're like, because if that guy were to say, who shot the person, were to say, oh yeah, I'm a racist, you know, and didn't have any shame about it, all of the other people who were also racist and who also believed that that person needed to be shot would say, or would be comfortable enough to come out and just say, hey, I'm fucking, like, I'm a racist. And why is that important? Why? Because fundamentally, we all know that racism is wrong. But many of us have hid from that, hid from our isms due to shame. If you're sexist, you hide from it. It's shameful. It's horrible. But it never gets solved. So it's always just festering in the back, waiting to show itself in whatever devious, underhanded way that it can. I was having some thoughts because I got like abandonment issues, and I noticed some sexist thoughts coming up, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this?" And I realized that somewhere in my mind, there's something going on, and I think you can apply this same exact logic. Well, of course, I have problems with women. I've been raised by a woman my whole life who's a piece of shit. Um, or who is horrible and cruel to me. So, like, of course, I would say, like, oh yeah, well, women have all the power, women have it easy, etc., etc., etc. Of course, I would say that. Of course, I would think that. Like, does that make that right? No, it doesn't. But with that information, I can work on that, and I can say, hey, women. I know plenty of great women. Women are great people. Even though I was raised by some women who weren't very nice, that doesn't have anything to do with all women. It just has something to do with the women that I dealt with. And unfortunately, part of the reason why they ended up that way is because like they had to deal with sexism. They had to deal with the effects of that, like sexism, the effects of misogyny. So they ended up creating a situation where people would, they ended up, unfortunately, creating a misogynist in some ways. I'm not like a huge misogynist, but I'm like, there's something going on in here. But that's the thing. Shame and like this feeling that like, you're gonna be bad, you're gonna be rejected by everyone because, you have like issues with a certain group of people, irrational issues with some group of people. All of these things we would hide from because of our shame. We would never come out about them. And then like there would just be this silent fucking agreement in the collective by like fucking 30 or 40% of the collective consciousness that like fucking, oh well, those women are kind of like those hey, don't tell anyone, but those women, yeah, don't tell anyone, but yeah, women though. And then it's like, when they do find a place where that belief is safe to be expressed, they start creating these little pockets of like sexism. It's like, but you know why the fuck this is happening? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why fucking communities like this show up. And why you'll hear like sexist shit from like guys. And why you'll hear fucking transphobic. I mean, transphobic shit is just like everywhere. That's not even like a question. Fucking homophobic shit from everywhere. That's not even a fucking question. It's like, you hear this shit everywhere because we've never fucking dealt with the emotions because we keep hiding from them because they're fucking shameful. Because it's shameful to have these emotions. And that's why we hide from them. That's why the issues never get solved. That's why we keep creating these fucking tiny extremist groups that are solely against like one group and feel completely justified because they were never able to speak their truth, their understanding of the world, and they were never able to get that clarified in a measured and healthy way. They were never able to deal with those in the emotions that also come with that in a measured and healthy way. They were never given a place to express their horribleness and never felt safe in doing so because of broad societal fucking bullshit and the way we treat emotions as like a currency. It's like, you do good, you get good. You do bad, you get bad. And it's like, I kind of feel like, well, no, I do believe that we create our emotions. But I'm kind of like, and because like we create our emotions, like I'm still like a little torn because I don't know if there are some things that should really be interfered. Like, I'm just saying the beliefs, like, okay, hold on, I'm a bit scattered right now. The beliefs create the emotions. You focus on the beliefs, the emotions disappear. And you also kind of have to face up to some of those emotions in the past. And you're going to have to work through them calmly and rationally. And you need to be willing to change. And shame doesn't allow you to do that. And it's like, oh yeah, I was talking about emotional currency. That's the thing. It's like we treat like emotions as a currency. And it's like, rather than like helping a motherfucker out or leaving them alone, it's like, okay, well, you did bad, so we'll give you some bad. And you did a good, so you get some good. And it's like, okay, well, is that really solving anything? Is that really reinforcing good behavior? I don't think so. But yeah. I think kind of that's this idea of like emotions as currency is like part of the reason why society itself is just so vindictive, I guess. It's like, and I'm not a hero in all of this. I am one of those motherfuckers who's just like, oh yeah, that guy did something bad. He's about to get it. That guy's going to fucking get it, you piece of shit. And it's just like, and I'm not. I'm like, is this even the right way? Is this like? Is it like? I don't know. But as I said, yeah, I'm a bit scattered. So the end of this is kind of a mess. Ugh. But anyways, that's really all I had to say. Peace.